Hi again, guys. Sorry, this is for recording. Hi, we're back with round two for monthly invitational pioneer, and I'm with Erickson.
Hey guys,
All right, so we have Jeffrey Chan versus Desmond Ming.
Mr. Truth or Dare, Jeffrey Chan.
Yeah. Do you have any idea what he's on?
I think he
Probably
would
Breach,
be
right? He
yes.
seems like a Breach player, right? With his combos and stuff.
That's true. Desmond, what Desmond would be playing against? Oh, okay. I can see.
I see a fear wishes, so it's another Breach deck.
No, I don't think so. It was. I think it
Oh,
was
it's a Breach
something.
Aurora.
So it's
Right, right.
spirits.
Oh. Oh,
Yes.
is that a bubble?
I can't see it. Okay, we're wrong
Oh
then.
wait, so Jeffrey's
Jeffrey
on
is wrong.
Bant. So Bant Coco.
Ban Coco.
Yeah. Hmm. So
Spirits.
maybe this might be a mirror actually. What Band Spirits matchup?
I feel like
But
it. I feel
yeah.
like it. So it's
So
also
yeah,
spirits. Yep.
okay, yeah, both
Okay.
of them are Band
Er,
Spirits. Alright.
Okay. So against spirits, what's your thought process here? How would you win?
Oh, the mirror is a pain.
Is a pain? Is it a lord war or is it a squalor ward? A war?
Sorry, what is the first one?
Is a lord war or a
Lord War or
squalor
Squella.
war?
I think the first person to fire off their Coco will get quellered and then probably lose. Just like calling each other's who wants to play chicken, who wants to fire off the first Coco.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm,
So like the moment you tap out, then the new card, Empyrean Eagle.
yes,
New Lord.
a classic.
Interesting. Oh,
Actually,
because you don't have the Drug Skull Cavalry,
captain.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me, right. Usually the player who plays first
Or
actually
four even.
is a bit on the
Because you're
advantage.
first to four, right? So like you see, if Desmond taps out and he develops his board by playing a lot,
Right.
it gives Jeffrey a free Coco next turn,
Exactly.
right?
Right.
But if Desmond leaves out the spell color, Jeffrey can just attack with his already developed board, and he just can just sit back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So assuming that all of the land drops has been hit, I think the only way Desmond actually swings back is through a oh no, this doesn't look good.
What's this card?
Is a lord. So 1/3 lord, remember?
Oh, Supreme Phantom.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, and
He,
Desmond doesn't seem to have a
land.
land.
It's bad.
Oh no.
This doesn't look good at all.
Yeah. So I think he's gonna pass it over to Jeffrey.
Yep.
Wow. So he has a worse board than Jeffrey, and also does not have enough land,
That's true. About Jeffrey,
and allows Jeffrey the chance to
Coco?
Coco. Yeah.
No, no, because he has the
Yeah. It's shocking.
no, he has the what you call this? The isn't that the
Mausoleum Wanderer.
Mausoleum Wonder?
Yeah, you
Right.
can
It's just a Lord
counter
War.
sorcery
Yeah,
unless you pay one. Yeah.
correct. So in that regard, it's just going to be a race from here on.
So two lots on the field. Jeffrey swinging for 7.
It looks bad.
Yeah.
Looks bad. I don't think they pack like any removals for game one.
So if Desmond takes it, it goes down to 10, yeah. Wow, this is really bad.
It's bad. It's looking bad. And I guess maybe, yeah. What are the cards that Desmond can have to swing back?
No, in this matchup, it's just a race, right? So like, wow, and Jeffrey even has two selfless spirits. So
It's
even if Desmond packs a board wipes, which Spirits doesn't, uh, this game is pretty much over, right?
it's very bad.
Yeah, like Jeffrey with double the permanence of Desmond.
That's true. I guess just Desmond just needs to fish a bit more information now in this turn.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Just stop playing.
Start planning for game 2
Yes,
and game 3.
less information would be great. But Jeffrey is also a veteran, so I don't think he will be playing any more cards than what he has right now.
Correct, correct. I think one thing players need to know is that you need to know whether you don't fully commit into a board. Once you're in a commanding board presence, just sit back, hold cards, and just keep whacking until your opponent does something to,
Mm.
try to get himself out of the pickle. Because if you develop your board too much, you commit too much, you just leave your opponent out to just come back.
Got you. Yeah,
Right.
definitely. That's more of the 4-1-1, I guess, when you're playing aggro.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like if your opponent is, not dealing with your board, then yeah, just hold some cards and just beat down.
That's true. I think Jeffrey right now is just contemplating the combat math,
Yeah.
right?
So Desmond is not gonna swing in. He's gonna start blocking, and so both side with the selfless spirit. So they both have indestructible boards. So Desmond buying himself a turn,
That's true.
but still missed the land drop.
I do agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think in this regard, you just like swing for everything, right?
Yeah, at least you get one in.
Right, because the math still works. We're in,
Jeffrey will at least get two.
right?
Because he will not block the Supreme Phantom and block everything else.
Exactly right. But that's still the math is the same, right? You selfless spirit, Desmond selfless spirits. It's still a 1-to-1 trade.
Yep.
Right? Unless there is a
So I think Desmond might have more than one Selfless Spirit in his hand, so he can just keep buying turns with each Selfless Spirit. But then Jeffrey will just keep developing the board because he has twice the amount of mana as Desmond.
agree. But if Jeffrey still floods, right, it's not a good look. Another Lord would secure the place, I think.
If I had Spell Queller in Jeffrey's hand, I would have just held up the Spell Queller. But okay,
Okay.
so going for the aggressive play, I wonder if he has a 1-drop. If he has a Mausoleum Wanderer, this is really, really, really sick.
If there is one more, then
Yeah.
let's just go to game 2.
So he taps down one card, right? No, that's okay. Doesn't have another one. So forcing interesting blocks. Jeffrey got game lost. Top 8 yesterday.
That's how good he is.
Okay, game lost.
And that's it. Yep, game 2.
Wow.
So, rightfully so, I don't play much spirits. Do you have any experience with spirits? What does the sideboard looks like?
Not for Pioneer, no. But I'm guessing like the Pioneer deck is just a watered down version of the modern.
I got you.
Spirits deck.
I got you. Hmm.
I've seen some lists. They like to run the goose, right, and some other
The goose.
Yeah, goose. Because
The 0-2?
it's just a poor man's noble hierarch.
Uh,
Because you just want to get your Coco as soon as
Earlier.
possible, yeah.
Yep, but against a mirror, is it really that effective to get a leg up? Hmm. I'm not quite certain because if I turn one mausoleum like
I like seeing Jeffrey run the Imperial Eagle. I think running a bird there would be pretty good because it gives off
Gotcha.
flying +1/+1, so it makes your goose a 1/3. Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Looking at a stock list, I think there are like deputy of detentions which are
Oh right, definitely.
what you call this decent. I guess when you're on the draw.
That's the form of removal that
Exactly.
Bant Spirit has.
They also have
access
a reflector mage, and the mystical disputes actually are effective.
to. Yeah, Mystical Diffuse definitely. Although can't count Coco.
Can counter Coco, but everything else should be okay, right?
Yeah.
No?
I guess that's the case where you want to run Spell Pierce instead of Mystical Dispute.
True.
Yeah. Just for Coco.
Oh wait, no, because Spell Pierce only hits non-creature.
Yeah, Coco.
But dispute hits lords, right?
Yeah.
Right. On turn
All
one,
the lords are blue. Yeah.
exactly. All lords are blue. The only one that are white are selfless spirit anyway, and you're going to slam your own selfless spirit if that's the case, right? Deputy is also blue. Your queller is also blue,
Yeah.
right? I think what would happen is that if they Coco, you just Coco in return. Then just maybe look at who has the better
true.
6.
Actually, if they Coco first and you Coco in response, you can queller the Coco, right?
Yes.
Or if you like, if they have a pretty overwhelming board, you can just find your deputy of detention.
Yes. The good old Coco Wars.
Yeah.
Speaking of Coco, in terms of like modern play, right? I've seen a drop in Coco variants nowadays after the banning. Do you have thoughts on that one? Do you see any recursion of the Coco strategy?
Because normally Coco was just played in Bant, mostly, predominantly in that. Maybe like some absent Cocos. I know way earlier in the Pioneer format, they tried the Coco absent rally, the Ancestors.
Yes.
Yeah.
There were a lot of hopes. There were a lot of hopes with that archetype, though. But to be fair, I don't think it is fully explored as of yet. It's just that the two most dominant card decks in the field are very good, right? The Lotus and the inverter. But it has what you call this?
The rally the ancestors deck relied on Jace and Coco and because there were too many pieces in the deck I think to assemble. You need to assemble the the Zulaport cutthroats,
Mm.
the and rallied ancestors, and like what Nuntaku husks or something, right? Right.
That's true.
Too many pieces in that. Whereas you see the other decks, Inverter you only need 2 cards, right? And
Mm,
Lotus essentially you have lands. I mean, the combo pieces are lands, so they are so hard to interact with.
that's true. It
Yeah.
is. But in terms of like game fatigue, that's also a thing that player looks at though, right? Like for example, the what would you call that time walking combo before, where end of turn is an instant speed time walk. I forgot what it was called. Nexus
Nika?
of Fate,
Oh, right.
right?
Yeah.
It was a very good for in my opinion, it was a very stable combo. It's just that the gameplay is very very bad.
Yeah. Especially on paper, right?
Exactly. But Dimir doesn't have that, right? It's not the same game, sort of,
Yeah.
every other time.
Oh yeah, the new healer modern deck does use Coco because you can hit Coco. You can hit healer off of Coco.
Oh yeah, right, right,
Yeah.
right. But usually when I see those types of build, they go mono white somehow.
I think in Pioneer mono white, but most decks in modern especially you want to add that green because you're already running Heloid Ballista, so might as well run the Devotion Druid and the Visual Remedies combo as well.
Ah, I got
And
you.
and if you have green, you have access to the mana dogs,
Makes
which
sense.
allows you to get to
Ramp
your combo
for
faster.
Noble Hierarch is still the queen.
Yeah. I was looking into to building a Heloid deck for Pioneer, and actually a lot of decks are also moving to green white
Mm,
just for that earlier ramp into Helioid.
advantage.
Yeah,
Green is also really good. Like,
because Pioneer you just have access to like what 12 three different mana dogs, so that's what 12 mana dogs,
that's true.
right? Mystic, Lenore Elf, and Goose.
Gotcha.
So
So Dustman's now on the play. Jeffrey, it's on the draw.
ah, one drop creature into a tap and
Yikes. If you see a lord, then let the games begin.
yeah. In this matchup, whoever goes first really has the advantage.
It kind of feels like a red.
Ooh, but just a singular poke for one, that's not good.
Okay. That's not looking good.
Yeah.
A tap that I can see Deputy of Detention on the
Yeah.
hand of
So you
Desmond.
can see these two players choosing not to shock themselves because they know that it's gonna be a racing matchup. So you really want to preserve your life total.
Definitely agree. I could also see a Brazen Borrower in Jeffrey's hand right now.
Mm.
That's also one of the end of turn plays that you can do, right?
So
Disputes.
1-3 to block that. No dispute. Oh, so Desmond really kept quite a high CMC hand because representing that he doesn't have a 2-drop lot. Because if he had a 2-drop lot, I'm pretty sure he would have paid 2 life just to beat down Jeffrey for 3.
Three.
Yeah.
Yes. Math still works in his favor,
Yeah.
right? But in this way, all right, there's a
Imperial
Lord. Yep.
Eagle,
There's still 3.
still 3.
Okay. Jeffrey is on the back foot right
Spirit
now.
Bird, right? Spirit Bird.
Yes, is a spirit bird. Oh my gosh. The card is good though. It's really good. Is it 2/3, right? 2/3 Lord.
2/3. All flying creatures get +1/+1.
Flying creatures.
Yeah. Pure and Eagle. Let's bring it up.
Let's look at the card.
I don't know how to spell this card.
All right, okay. So Jeffrey actually put his own Imperial and then is on the defense right now.
So choosing not to swing, which is we've seen
Desmond
the person on the draw
do
have,
the same thing.
had to
right?
be stuck in the defensive
Position.
position. Oh, I didn't.
Then from there,
Wait,
either do you play the um deputy right now, if you're Desmond, to get that extra point of damage in? Hmm. I guess that's the only thing that's being contemplated right now, right? Because if he does, no, I don't think it's that. It's not really that great of a play. So while they're making their decisions, a couple of texts comes in. Like, Shout outs to the Chamboleros. They're tuned in right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
your people.
Yep.
Absent Modern uses
Coco.
KRE fan. Yeah, for the Helioid combo.
Mm.
What use the Viserys here?
Yes, Vizier's here and what you call this?
Oh, so I think Desmond elected to pass.
Yes. I don't know why though. Like,
Representing Spellcaller, I guess.
but I know he has for a fact has the deputy, right? You see,
Because
he has a deputy on hand.
yeah, Jeffrey was tapped out, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Would have been better to deputy first and then swing, or he's afraid to lose the tempo. But either way, he's losing the
Oh.
tempo right now.
Because Desmond is he missed his land drop again.
I see. Okay.
So Jeffrey's on 4 now.
Mm.
So he wants to represent the Spellcaller for the Coco. you know, really respecting the Coco. And yeah, and Jeffrey passes. So it's like, you wanna leave your mana up, sure.
Yep. Because Jeffrey, what will I think he will do next turn is to flash in the spirit, the Fae.
The Brazen Burrow.
Yes, the borrower.
Yeah.
Then from there, just swing. Play another land, cast the Selfless Spirit, and then swing.
Yeah. And also represent the Mystical Depute. So now Desmond is really thinking. Yeah, I think he's just fine to draw.
There are actually, I've read some articles that there are contentions wherein if you held the turn to wait for a card to be cast for your spell queller, at end of turn it is much more better to cast the spell queller without anything
Really?
being eaten, so that you don't lose the tempo.
I think it's because Desmond wants to find land, so
Mm.
he's okay with letting the turn pass.
I mean, like a while ago, if Jeffrey Chan opened, oh no, that's bad because he has 4 mana and he can Coco. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, if it's any other board state wherein that's not possible, I think
Yeah.
that's the way to go.
Yeah, but just because you're in a matchup, and if you let your opponent Coco, he's 2 creatures up, and you're
It's
gonna
there's
lose
no
the race.
more.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
Jeffrey firing off a Brazen Burrower.
yep, which gets quellered right now
Quellered right
at end
now.
of the turn,
Yeah.
which basically opens. No, Jeffrey still doesn't have it. He still can't Coco next turn.
Yeah, he can Coco next turn.
Cannot
Why not?
because he has the
The Mausoleum Wanderer.
Wanderer. Mm,
The Wanderer is a 2/2.
yes,
Oh,
so the math doesn't work.
okay.
Okay. I think they're just thinking about like whether or not
So
he's going to
mystical
counter.
dispute. Yeah.
Yes.
Counter. And yeah, so Desmond has to choose whether he wants to sacrifice the
The
Wanderer
Wanderer.
to counter the dispute
Then now Jeffrey has a clear board
to Coco.
to Coco. Right. Can you see if there's a Coco in his hand there? No.
In Jeffrey's hand,
Yeah.
he always
No.
has Coco in his hand.
Of course. He's Jeffrey.
He wouldn't be a good player if he doesn't have Coco in his hand.
He always have it. Okay. I think now the board is in Desmond's.
So this is probably how it's gonna be. He's gonna counter the mystical dispute. So then Jeffrey's gonna untap, cast Coco, find a deputy of detention, detention the spell queller, and then have a free borrower.
Classic. All right. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if the prophecy is true. Oh, okay, Wanderer first.
No, so he doesn't have the Coco. Oh no. So
Is
he's just
a-
gonna deputy. Yep.
Yep. Deputy. Then I'll bounce your stuff. Oh, and then you don't have a board. I'll swing in.
So okay.
And the race is now in my favor. Board state is in mine.
Choosing for the
This is
Bant
optimal
instead of the
play.
body, yeah.
Yeah, this is an optimal play.
Just for the tempo, right?
Correct.
Yeah, the bouncing is better than the 3/1 body as of now.
And now the deputy in Desmond's hand is not really that great anymore.
Yeah, because if you deputy for to release your spell color, it's not eating any spell.
It's not doing anything
Wow.
great.
So yeah, we were saying that the player going first would have the advantage, but missing that land drop really.
Was crucial.
Yeah.
But I think there were actually contentions to just like cast the deputy right then and there.
To trap the eagle.
Either the eagle or
The
there
Wanderer.
were 2 lords in play, right?
Yeah,
So
so-
you swing back. then Jeffrey would cast a deputy. For sure, you are already on a disadvantage because you missed your land drop, right? But the question would be have been like, what was the optimal play?
Jeffrey's up one, right?
Yes,
Yep. So yeah, now Jeffrey has T3 Wanderer on board as well. So
it's tough, tough, Desmond. This is
yeah,
tough.
yeah.
I mean, just like, um,
I don't know. This matchup's really swingy.
all right, let's look at the hand. So you have a Mausoleum Wanderer. Um, and then I guess what was the one that was bounced a while ago? It was a Lord, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Bird
Buren
Lord.
Eagle, yeah.
You can only cast 2 spells right now. Jeffrey has 2. You're playing. You're hoping that those are actually lands, but I don't think so because Jeffrey didn't play any land last turn.
Seems like these Bant Spirit lists doesn't really run mana dogs.
No, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even the goose. But I understand not playing the elves because they only produce green, but the goose, yeah, makes you have fixers. What?
That's true. Maybe there was a chance if Goose was Goose Spirit, then
Goose spirit. Yeah, but
right. I see. It's the same play a while ago,
yeah.
and now another deputy or a lord, right? No.
If Jeffrey just swings in just a 3-3, a 2-3, a 2-4, and a 3-4,
Yeah. It's a 2-4-1 trade, right?
those are pretty good trades. Cause Desmond only has a 2-2 and a 2-3.
Mm.
Okay, choosing Selfless
Yep.
Spirit. Yep.
Spirit. Yep.
Oh,
That's already
yeah.
done.
So although Desmond is at 15, so
Yeah, but
swings with the Lords. Yep, and
Yep.
this. So the Mausoleum one is a 4-4 now because of the trigger from the Spirit, Selfless Spirit.
4-4,
4-4,
3-3-3-3. That's 10 damage right there.
3-4, and a 2-4.
Is it?
Yeah, the
Okay.
Supreme Phantom is a 2-4.
Okay. All right.
1-3.
It's a 1-3. All right. I got you. So it's a 9 damage on the board. If he takes it all, it's down to 6, right?
Is there any way he can trade? No, right?
No.
Only if he double block.
The only trade that he can see is with the Selfless Spirit, to be fair. There's no other trade that he can do
Yeah.
that Jeffrey won't allow.
Yeah. He. This is a really tough spot.
Yeah. And I'm guessing, like, to put the nail in the coffin after the blockers are declared, the spirit is sacrificed, then Jeffrey just slams another spirit. You know why?
Why
Because,
Slam not Spirit?
because he's Jeffrey Chan.
Just leave the 2 mana up. Or maybe even just lay a land and represent Spell Queller and just pass.
That's true.
All Brazen Borrower.
But I think either way, either of the lines, Jeffrey still is on a commanding board state if that's the case, right?
Definitely.
It's tough.
I think Desmond is thinking of maybe double blocking the Supreme Phantom, forcing Jeffrey Chance to sacrifice the Selfless Spirit.
Right.
Then he will lose his Mausoleum Wanderer, but
Mm.
not lose his Empyrean Eagle, and take 3 and
I think he just
7,
took
but
everything.
he just took everything. Ouch.
Okay.
Right. So playing another Wanderer
Yep.
passes.
Huh. I wonder.
Interesting. Yeah. Why didn't he play the Wanderer pre-combat to just get another trigger for the Wanderer? You know,
To get another point,
it'll be one more point in.
I think there is a contention to.
Cause what 2 mana spells are you leaving up? Cause you will at least be one representing Mystical Dispute if you leave up 1 blue, right?
That is true.
For 2 is only Rattle Chains. Your opponent's tapped out.
There is also a brazen borrower. So there was
Or the bouncing.
the bounce, right?
Alright.
There was a I think that was what he was representing.
If you double block, he can just bounce your eagle and kill
Exactly.
your Mausoleum
There
Wanderer.
is a sort of like combat trick representation, and I think he traded 1 point of damage because the math doesn't change on the swing back. He's still dead next turn. Is there a different magic term for dead? Dead is too real. No?
I don't think so. put the 0.
Well, retired? I mean,
Scoop, just scoop.
Just
Just
scoop. I've seen some games. There was this because they were friends.
Hmm?
The guy just went to him and just gave him a spoon.
Spoon?
Yeah,
Why?
he needs to scoop.
Oh.
Ah! Puns, puns. But I really saw it. It was so funny.
Yeah, mostly the terms are just like what, dead on board, dead on a swim back.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the assuming you don't have a play in terms of the lands, right? How many creatures does Jeffrey has right now? One, two, three, four, five, five,
Five,
right?
yeah.
The most that you can put in is two
Five
creatures.
real creatures to swing in, because most of the time you won't swing the deputy.
The deputy, yeah, that's true. So four. Oh no, that's five, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5 here plus the deputy
Yeah,
is
so
6.
so it's six,
Yeah.
and then
But
yeah,
that's if you count deputy as a creature.
it's an enchantment, is it?
It's
Hmm.
an enchantment that can sometimes swing for 1 damage.
I think Desmond just like basically is thinking what's the best um,
Yeah. So
amount of cards he can put in play to survive.
yeah.
Right?
Props to Desmond for still struggling through this
Remember that
extremely tough board.
that's true. Remember that he still has deputy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, way back when. So the best value will be to deputy the Mausoleum Wanderers, but spending 3 mana to take 2 1 drops.
Okay. So Jeffrey says just okay. Then now it's just like
What do you choose? Do you take a Selfless Spirit? Do you take the Lords? Do you go for the 2 for 1?
I think the 2-for-1 because you
You take 6 power off the board.
exactly right.
And potentially more, right? But
Mm.
no, he takes so so the
It's
Lords
CK.
the Lords represent like uh 5 power plus their own power because of the board.
That's true.
Buff
That's
they
true.
give.
There's a multiplier effect, but in terms of like value, there's more value to put in the mausoleum, I guess. Right.
If you're thinking strictly about cards, yeah.
Right. Um,
And you also take away the chance of him countering stuff with the
Correct.
sacrificing the
That's true.
monster.
There's also a play wherein like if on a magical land, like Desmond basically drops a land after being eaten, drops a land, then just bounces the
The deputy
the deputy
with with his
gets a
own borrower.
queller, right? Get it.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
he goes for the 2 for 1.
Yep. It's the most power. It's the most logical. I think he's going to slam another Wanderer. Yep,
Yep.
that's a play.
All right.
Then pass the turn. All right. If you're Jeffrey right now, what you're thinking? So I have.
I think he only has like 1 or 2 cards left in hand, right?
I think it's on one card.
1 card hand.
Hmm. One card with a fairy on the board on the side. He still have the borrower on the side. Yeah.
Frozen Burrower can only block creatures with flying,
Hmm.
but it'll be a 4/2 when it comes in.
So I think he's just going to use it as an offensive means.
And yeah, and remember that Jeffrey still has the Silver Spirit on board, so he still can trade profitably sometimes. So
All right. Okay.
choosing to swing.
It's a swing.
So 4/3.
It's a force block. Either way, right?
Yeah. Is it a force block? He can jump.
He's down to 6, so he's forced to block.
If he doesn't
1.
block the Lords, it's 3. It's 5 damage. So we're down to 1.
Hmm. So he
His
needs.
Mausoleum Wanderers are how big?
I think it
Oh,
was
they're just 2/2s.
one is 2-2. Yeah, both
They're
are 2-2.
2/2s, yeah. 2/3, 2/2, and 2/2.
6 power. So for sure you're going to block the Sulfur Spirit, right?
Yeah, because the highest power is
Mm.
reserved.
Problem is which one you would throw under the Spirit Bus.
For me, I would block the Lord with your own Lord. So the 2/3 blocks the 2/4,
Hmm.
and the maybe 1 Mausoleum Wanderer trumps the 4/3. Yeah.
Right.
Oh no,
Oh.
it double blocks and chumps. Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. This is basically all right. I think.
So he's throwing his Mausoleum Wanderer under the bus. Huh.
no.
I don't really like this play then. Because this way I would have blocked the Imperial Ego instead. Because
Mm.
if Jeffrey wants to save his spirit, he would have to
Sacrifice,
the
yeah.
4/3 anyway.
Exactly. But either way, this leaves Desmond with no board or
But
with just like,
yeah, but either way, he just kills.
yep, Jeffrey just basically says trade. Then takes three, down to
Wait,
three.
why did the Silver Spirit die? Why did he trade?
Right. Wait, 2-2, right?
Yeah.
I know the spirit because yourself a spirit's power is three, right? One lord dies, it becomes two. Yep.
Ah, right, right,
Mm.
right.
Yep.
Because
So-
damage is still on it, but it loses the aura of the +1/+1.
Exactly.
So Jeffrey choosing to pass.
Yep.
Drops his own wanderer. Okay, so he drew 3 wanderers this game.
That's true. I was quite surprised though that he didn't just sacrifice
Yeah.
the spirit. It's still a 2-for-1,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Jeffrey basically is representing a flash end of turn.
Color.
No, I think it's
Or the borrower.
borrower.
Yeah.
Jeffrey wants to end the game.
But Desmond has like 4 cards in hand, 5
Yeah.
cards.
Two of which are
Three.
borrowers and one queller.
Color.
So this is far from over, I guess.
So I think he can just, if he passes, will Jeffrey flash in? I don't think so. Jeffrey will
It depends, I think. If Jeffrey's last card in hand is really good,
yeah.
he will flash it in.
So yep, Desmond does opt to pass and he flashes in.
Yep.
Ah,
You'll see a queller come in.
okay, so here I think the tides are turning to Desmond's favor.
Slightly, but not totally right now. Because if Jeffrey's hand is another brazen borrower, then I think
Or
it's just
another deputy, right?
yes. Then the game is effectively over.
Because definitely here we're gonna see a Queller coming out from
Hmm.
Desmond.
Desmond stop topping 2 mana. I think this is already a
Ah no, I think wait. Oh, I think what Desmond will do is he'll borrow Jeffrey's deputy.
yeah to get the
Then the spell Queller eats the
the,
thing on the
the
stack. Then next time when Jeffrey tries to slam the deputy again, he no. No,
It-
he
uh,
doesn't. He doesn't have enough mana. No, if not, he could have called the deputy.
oh no. But I think that was a good play. Still, it Jeffrey loses a tempo with that play.
No, but see, Desmond is thinking of just borrowing, instead of. I think he's just gonna bounce the eagle.
No.
What's he thinking of bouncing?
It's a borrow.
Yeah, but what's he thinking of bouncing?
I think you're onto something though. It forces Jeffrey to deputy another card, but
But
that's
your deputy, this deputy,
yeah. But
and then you get 3 more. 2 spirits come in. The Master Wonder will be a 4/4.
but remember, Desmond actually has a deputies, another brazen borrower, as well, right? So you can bounce your deputy. He can bounce your deputy again, and then after that one, when it comes to my turn, I have a queller open. Right?
I don't really like this play. So he bounces twice. So he bounces 2 things: the Lord and the Mausoleum Wanderer.
Okay. All right.
So the 3/1 against the 2/3 Lord.
Is it a 2-3, right? To me, I'll just swing then if that's the case. No,
Yeah.
cast the Lord swing. Go.
Cast a lot of swing, yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting plays by Desmond. He's on 3. So
Yeah,
he would have to jump.
For force
No,
block.
no, it would trade. It would trade. The 3/1 would become 4/2, and it would
Yes.
trade with the.
And Coco.
Oh no! I think that's a.
Classic.
Oh,
The classic.
no.
Just don't show the rest of the cards. Just like Coco.
So yeah, Jeffrey takes it.
The
2-0.
classic Jeffrey.
Oh no! Yeah, I think the last round.
But I think your play was brilliant as well. I do
No,
agree with that.
But if Desmond didn't have the, I wouldn't have done it because he doesn't have mana. I don't think you should bounce the deputy, right?
Because he has 2 brazen borrower in hand, right?
Correct.
So you bounce the other deputy.
Correct. You have a spell queller.
Queller.
Spell queller quells the brazen
I
borrower.
queller your brazen borrower, right?
Okay.
If what you say is Jeffrey's play a while ago is to put in a deputy into play to eat my deputy,
Mhm.
and then that would free up your
The
what you call
borrower
this? The
again.
borrowers.
So then you bounce the deputy again, so that the queller comes down and eats the borrower again.
Yes, correct.
No. Eh? Yes.
I know they can sacrifice it, right? But you don't do it at that turn. No,
Hmm. We have to go back and see the replay, I guess.
but yeah, it's very suboptimal play for sure. There are room for errors in those plays, but it is a play that he can do.
Yep. All right, guys. So that'll be it for this round, and we'll be back shortly. So stay tuned.